All right, welcome to the Real Talk Football TV Premier League debate show. Like, comment, and subscribe. Premier League is back to bias. 24-25 season starts off with Man United versus Fulham.
Always.
What a game to start off with. The broadcasters are taking a piss because they want to put pressure on Ten Hag. I fucking love it. That is so funny. I was dying when I saw that.
We win with title contenders. We lose Ten Hag out. You know, it's like when I was, just a scumbag meme from
that is so funny. I said the broadcasters they just rubbing their hands. They've got the knives out. They really want.
Imagine they're just all going to be sharpening their knives at the game, just waiting for the first headline on Saturday. It's going to be a Mathers.
And the thing is, as well, Fulham have bought well, and they could do a thing, but yeah, you can see they've done that on purpose. But yeah, Premier League season starts tomorrow. Man United versus Fulham. All right, Tobias. Premier League predictions. Man City still win the league for you?
You know what? Yeah, it's such a weird one. Like as much as you could, can they go 4 again?
It'd be 5, bro. You did 5 in a row.
And it's 4 in a row, no?
No, it'd be 5, bro.
Yeah, it'd be 5. No,
5, bro. That is taking a piss now.
So yeah, can it be 5? Can they keep losing like good squad players like Alvarez and still be keeping up with the madness? Because it's been the transfer window has been very sort of underwhelming, isn't it? Really, big teams, not much movement, no signings from yourself. I think City have signed 1. Chelsea is just continuing with the madness. But yeah, it's been very underwhelming. The smaller teams or mid teams like the Villas and West Ham have been
they bought well.
And they've bought well, West Ham in particular. I do like a couple of signings they've made. And I think that'll be a surprise for all this season. But yeah, you're gonna go for the standard lot. I'm gonna go Man City, Arsenal. You and us.
As a top
4. Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool, United.
As top 4.
Top 4.
I've got quite similar. I remember the last podcast I was saying that we would struggle as a new manager, but I still look at our squad. I still think it's better than yours, but it's not as good as it's not as good as Man City's, and it's Arsenal a better side. So and I think tell you the truth, we're going to come to Man United, but I think Slot's put pressure on you guys immediately because I just think he's coming to Liverpool. If you ain't watched the preseason, but you've seen a style of play straight away, bro.
Yeah, you've seen a style of play. I don't think that's true. I don't think he's picking up the reins of a squad that wasn't in disarray. When Ten Hag picked up the reins at Man United, he was in total disarray.
Yeah, but bro, he's bought. But this is different. He's bought, bruv. He's bought a lot of players, and he's got a lot of players wrong. He's got a lot of players wrong, but you still should. Yeah, but wait. It doesn't matter who he's bought or not. Like I've said, they still should show an identity of football, and we'll see now because there's no excuses with Ten Hag now. For me, there's none. Even if all these players are injured, there's none. This is your 3rd year now. Yeah, we need to see. I don't care. You can't defend him now. You can't defend him. It has to be, yeah. It has to be a style of play.
I can't talk to a man with so much hate in his veins, yeah. But United, it's ridiculous. It just comes out straight away. Like you're just itching. You're like them, man. You can't wait for tomorrow. You see, for the first 10 minutes, yeah, I ain't gonna hear nothing. Let Fulham score first. Oh my God, yeah. Let Fulham score first. All I'm gonna see is Shaq everywhere, all over my phone. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a nonsense.
All right, but forget that. All right, I'll go for my top 4. I've said Man City will win it. I hope Arsenal do it, but I don't think they will. Man City will win it. I think Arsenal will come 2nd. I think Liverpool will come 3rd. And I think 4th is up for grabs. I don't think you get it. I think I'm gonna go. Yeah. I think I might go Newcastle. Reason being is that I'm going Newcastle. I'll go Newcastle the 4th. Reason being is that they ain't got no European football, and I think all their players will be back. And I think if Isak can stay fit 90% of the time, I think they'll scrape fourth. I really do. I think I've got a feeling about them. I don't know why, but I think at the moment I'm going to think fourth place will be them.
Nah, I don't. I think there's a lot of unknowns going into the season. Us finishing 8th, like, where do you go from finishing 8th, really? How far do you expect Man U to go after finishing 8th? Yourselves, unknown because of you don't know longevity-wise over Slot on his style, and without making a signing to probably adapt his style, because Zubimendi was probably a big signing for him in terms of how he wants to play.
Yeah,
not too dissimilar to what we wanted when Ten Hag first came in, a controlling midfielder, someone that can pass the ball. So that's basically in the city. But you have the Gravenbergs and the McAllister, so you're not too far off. He's got players he can use, really, and whether or not they're specialists in the number 6, different story. But you just have to work with it. Surely you're going to have to sign someone.
100%.
So,
but I won't. The thing is, I won't be surprised. You're right. It is an unknowns, and I won't be surprised we sign anyone. And I feel for him, like, how you not getting anybody, and we've got this mantra of we go for our first choice, and if we don't get him, we don't get none. And I understand it to an extent, but with Zubimendi, it's a bit weird because he's turned down Bayern Munich, he's turned down Arsenal, Barcelona have inquired, he's turned them down. This is like equivalent of a player. Like, say, for example, like Gary Neville or Steven Gerrard or Jamie Carragher leaving their hometown club. So if they've done their due diligence and done their research, why did you think he might come to us? And he's really turned down Bayern. He's turned down Arsenal. Barcelona inquired. Them clubs, them best clubs and them best teams and players, they're very loyal to them type of clubs, the Athletic Bilbao's and the Real Sociedad. They don't, especially the Spanish players. They rarely leave. Nico Williams just turned down Barcelona to stay at Athletic Bilbao. So these players are very loyal to these type of clubs.
Well, it's not only loyalty, is it? It's they get paid as well. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, but
because they spend on players, they're able to provide in wages. Yeah, you can look at. Don't get me wrong. It's loyalty because it's the Basque region and its heritage and its history. So
and it's his club. That's his club.
What helps is that they get paid. If they wasn't getting paid decent money, if Nico Williams wasn't getting paid $250 upwards, he's not staying. Do you know, like that makes a difference?
I don't know. I just think it's a bit like how Paul Scholes or Gary Neville.
I don't think I don't know when you lot picked up the mantra of only if you're not getting your top target sort of going below that, because you've done your B signings have been like Salah wasn't your top target, was he initially?
No.
I don't know
what we've gone. I don't know why we've gone in this.
Wijnaldum wasn't. So it's a weird way to go. I think with you lot, is the biggest issue is the PR nightmare that you never used to have. Like that's what's making it more of a shit show at the minute. You lot were notorious to making signings as soon as you announce something, it happens.
Yeah.
Caicedo, the Lavias, and the obvious ones, Zubimendi now. Obviously, it's gone the opposite way, and that's where you need to put to bed straight away. Like the PR stuff, it's not great because it doesn't help with the pressures.
100%.
But surely, if that's what you want, surely there must be something. I think you're just playing possum in saying that. Oh yeah, we don't want no one, and then all of a sudden you're gonna pull one out of the bag. So, but I don't know how much do you need. How much do you feel you need?
That's what I'm saying. It all depends. I think if they don't buy anybody, I think the squad what it's got. I think we had a lot of injuries last year, and we only finished 9 points behind Man City. So I think top 4 that's a minimum requirement with the squad we've got. But if we bought 2 or 3 upgrades, I think and if he's got the style of play which we've seen in pre-season, then we could be slightly challengers. And I think Liverpool have always been dangerous when no one spoke about us. And I know it's a new manager, but these players are another year older. They know this league, and I think they could be slight. I don't think they can win it, but I think they can come second. I don't think they're that much behind Arsenal. I think Arsenal look a lot better because they've never had significant injuries. All their top players somehow always play. And I think if they had a few injuries, I think they're back to the pack of challenging for top 4. I think there's a lot of things. If you go with Arsenal, I look at Arsenal, I think, yes, they scored loads of goals from set pieces last year. Would that happen this year again? Teams are going to be wary of Arsenal from set plays, from corners, from throw-ins. I don't think teams are going to allow them to score how much set pieces. They haven't got a player that gets 20-odd goals. And then 3, is Saka going to stay fit for the whole season? This guy's played loads of games. Odegaard going to stay fit. The 2 centre-halves basically played the whole season. And I think that they have a few injuries. I think they're back to the pack. I think they are. It all depends.
I think defensively, I think they're looking a lot stronger if Gabriel or Saliba gets injured with Calafiori and Timber coming in, because Timber's basically an e-signing.
And they are good players.
I think they're more secure. They've got But I hear what you're saying. It'd be interesting for me with them what happens in the 6. Are they going to continue to play Partey? Is that the way they're going?
Because they have to.
In the way Arteta wants to play, I don't think Rice fits that mold. So that's the interesting part for me.
Bro, we've talked about Declan Rice already. He's not a controlling 6. I just think he's bang average, really. You can't say that around people. They say he's world class, but we've seen in the World Cup, he can't dictate the tempo of a football match. So Partey or Jorginho will have to play in there as a double pivot, where he kind of drives forward and he's got the athleticism to come back, but he can't be a controlling 6. And it's weird, like everyone's trying to look for this controlling 6. Is that there's no one in the whole of football that can't control the ball, control the tempo of a football match. Everyone's looking for one. It's mad.
It is.
1 minute, Tobias. I'm just going to get my charger.
Yeah.
1 minute. Yeah, that's controlling 6.
That's usually a me move, by the way.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah, it's a funny one. You look around, and how many are there around? Really, I think everyone sees Rodri, and that's where it all falls back to. But Kante isn't a controlling 6, but if you have someone next to him that can play, then it makes a difference, doesn't it? So I don't think it's necessarily. I think more that everyone needs is more of a defensive-minded 6, if I'm honest, and having that player next to them that can actually play. And I think that's what they're trying to do with getting what Ten Hag's trying to do with getting Ugarte and using Kobe.
Because Kobe's a controlling 6.
Yeah,
that's got a goal in him.
He's not. He lacks the discipline to be a 6.
But if you've got him in a double pivot. If you play the 4-2-3-1 and you've got a dog next to him who can get the ball back and he could control the tempo of a football match and he's got a goal in him. I don't think he's a box-to-box. But like I said, like for me, long-term, I don't want to digress too much, but if I look at England, I look at Adam Wharton and Kobe Mainoo as a double pivot, but it will never happen because Declan Rice. When I watch them two, I think Wharton can be that 6 that could dictate the tempo and break play up. Then you've got Kobe Mainoo who can keep the ball for fun.
I don't mind, like Declan Rice can be that destroyer as such. He just needs to know his role. I think sometimes he puts, whether it's himself or whatever, but he does call for the ball just to make the bait pass. So it's borderline a wasted pass a lot of the time, just because he feels like he probably has to get a touch of the ball for the stats purposes instead of using it properly. I don't see Kante worrying about such thing, but he the way he gets the ball back anyway probably makes up for it all. It's just knowing your role, isn't it? And 100 mil probably will be his hindrance in terms of where he plays, because how many teams are going to play that much for a player that's sort of one-dimensional in that way?
100%. All right. So we've got top 4. So we've disagreed on 4th, but we've got the top 3. But
I wouldn't be surprised. I say you lot get in 3rd, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see you lot in 6th by the end of the season. It's one of those. I think you'll start off like a steam train, and it's when you hit that patch, that November, that October-November patch and that dip, which everyone has, how you react to it.
It'll be
That's the
interesting.
most important thing.
It'll be interesting. I think if injuries don't bite, if we have like basically 80% of players fit, I think we comfortably are the third best team in this league. But we'll see anyway. All right. Relegation. Who gets relegated?
I say Southampton.
Yeah.
I say another war. I say Leicester. No. Leicester. And I may be leaning towards Everton this time. If it wasn't for Daesh, I would be probably, but they've lost a bit too much and they haven't brought anything in. Even down to losing Godfrey and Anana. That's two decent players for them. And not replacing them with anything of any 100%. Significance. And who knows what's going to happen with Calvert-Lewin. Can he stay fit? Because it doesn't seem like he can. Yeah, I'm not convinced by Beto. Harrison, I think they brought Harrison back on loan again. Or I'm not sure, a full buy, I'm not sure. But I know he's back, which is a decent signing. But I just think... But then we've seen Dyche do it with that type of team for the longest with Burnley. So I wouldn't be surprised. The third's up in the air for me. But if you ask me now, I'm probably leaning to the same three going up, come up, going down. Or, well, saying that, Ipswich. I've got to throw in Ipswich as well, as even though they've made... You don't know, there could be... There's always a surprise package from the three that come up. And I think Ipswich could have that potential.
I think, you know what? I think it's a real tough one who goes down. I think Southampton and Leicester, in their heads, I think they believe they're a Premier League club. So I think they might feel that they should stay up. But I think one of them will go down. I think Southampton might go down. It all depends how they play, because they play good football. But if they keep the same type of style in a Premier League, I think they'll get that work. So we see if they actually adapt their style. I think Ipswich will stay up. I just got a feeling about them. I haven't watched too much of them, but I think they're going to be hard to beat, especially at home. I think they will comfortably stay up.
I reckon what helps them is the consistency. With Leicester, they don't have the consistency with Maresca gone. Yeah. I don't think Southampton are good enough. But Ipswich could be the surprise package, because I think that no one's really looking at them like that, even though they did lose Omar Hutchinson, which is a big loss for them and how they played.
Like, is he? They've signed him.
Did they sign him permanently?
Yeah, he signed him permanently. Yeah, they signed him permanently from Chelsea. So yeah,
okay. I thought he went back, but with Chelsea, you can't keep up with these men anyway.
Yeah, they got back 50 players.
I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, but yeah, I think
unless they lost Dewsbury Hall, good player, I like him.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's massive for them. Goal contributions anyway.
Yeah. I agree. But I just think Ipswich will stay up. But yeah, I agree. All right, surprise package, surprise team in the season.
Surprise, I'm not surprised, because West Ham haven't done bad under Moyes. So
no, they haven't.
It's a frustrating one for me, because it's sort of the natural thing, isn't it? As soon as you say consistent, and let's be honest, West Ham haven't been this consistent for years.
Yeah, they're always fighting from near the bottom.
Yeah, so for Moyes to be able to offer them that, even though they got rid of him the first time, they didn't learn their lesson and they had to bring him back. Although I do think Lopetegui is a good manager.
Yeah,
he done well at Wolves, but is he too emotional for West Ham?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see.
But I do like their signing Somerville, Fulkrug. I think Fulkrug's decent.
Yeah, he score goals. He'd be a little sly one. Yeah,
he suits the Prem.
He's built for it.
Ever a striker that will suit the Prem, it will be him. He'll love it. He'll love the physical contact.
Bro, he's a throwback. He's a throwback. You don't really see strikers like him no more. That's why I think he will be a problem if he stays fit.
And I'm surprised that Dortmund were willing to get rid of him to replace him with the forward they did. I forget his name now. He had the Guirassy, is it? The one that had one decent season.
Yeah,
I think we were looking at him in January. But I'm surprised they let him go. Yeah, from Stuttgart. Because I thought Volker done decent at Euros as well. Every time he come on,
change the game.
like he looked like a problem.
He's a threat.
Yeah, so West Ham have signed some decent players. I believe that they might, but it's hard to say. Surprise package. How much are you expecting them to do from what they've done in the last couple of years? Am I expecting them to exceed that?
Top 6 now.
So,
seventh.
So it's a difficult one. It's so much unknowns into this season. There's too many. Like you don't know how Chelsea are going to react. It's just
that's why for me, I think you only know the top 2. You don't know what order. I think the top 2, they're the only 2 teams for me are not in transition. They're in they're in a groove where everybody else is unknowns. Really, from third down, we don't know what's really going to happen with them. We should expect still the top 6 or 7 or 8 teams.
Third down, you've put you like that, yeah.
Of course we are. We've got a new man, brother. We've got a new manager. Of course we're in it. If we're not in it, you lot are certainly not in it. So, but you're convincing me.
No,
that
you said third down. I thought you was adding the third.
No. Third,
second down.
No. So from Liverpool all the way down to 20th, it's unknown. Only the top 2 are consistent.
Well, that's what I was saying. When you said third, you certifying that you're not going to get
No. We don't know. I'm just going by pre-season and the squad, but we don't know how the style of play. We don't know. He doesn't know the Prem. This is unknown. We'll see. And I think having Ipswich the first game, that's a toughie. I'll just take a draw and get out now.
Take a draw and get out.
Yeah, Ipswich away, bruv. They're gonna be bouncing, bruv. That small ground, just get out, bruv. If we win, that's cool. Just don't lose the game. Even if it's a draw, just get out because that's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be. Trust me.
I know what you're saying, but I think that could be a big one. I reckon, yeah.
We'll see anyway. But I'm gonna go for Crystal Palace because I think the way they started. I know they've lost Elise, but I think
Crystal Palace. Back Sarr.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I think Palace, with the new manager as well, he's made an instant impact, and I like the style of football they play. And I think Palace could be a top 8 side. I think they're the side that could be pushing for Europe. I've got a feeling about Palace. I think they're going to be tough to beat, and I think for me, the breakout player for me could be Mateta. I think if he can stay fit, if he can carry on his form, he's carrying on his form in the Olympics. He scored basically all the goals for France. And
he had Elise feeding him.
A
lot of the part
of the season. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And I think he scored goals. And I think he's my opinion where I think Mateta can get close to 20 league goals for Crystal Palace this season.
I just don't think they've improved a lot in terms of player-wise for what they've got from transfer values. I'm surprised they haven't invested a lot more. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. All right. Player of the season for you. I know it's hard to say. And
player of the season usually goes to a player that wins the league, doesn't it? Really. So you're looking at the obvious, the De Bruyne's, the Fodens, the Haalands. Well, the problem being is that I think if we're going to go players player or we're going to go the fans player of the year, then I can't look. I've got to give it to the boy Cole Palmer.
What a player.
I'm feeling Cole Palmer right now, to be honest.
He's bad, bro.
Just his attitude, his all-round attitude,
baller.
I like it. He's just no frills, just wants to play football. So
he's just cold with it. He's just cold with it.
Yeah, he's Cole Palmer suits him.
Yeah.
The celebration, just
everything.
Just give me the ball. At the minute, I'm feeling Cole.
100%. That could be. If it all depends what Chelsea do, because they could have if they have a decent season, then he could be certainly up there. I can't look past Haaland. Reason being is that I think he's the difference between all the teams. I know people say Rodri, and I understand when Rodri doesn't play, Man City don't win. But if I look at the caliber of strikers in the Premier League and I look at him, I think he's in a different world to everybody else. And I just think he's the difference because I know if he stays fit for 90% of the season, he scores 30 plus. If he stays fit for 70% of the season, he gets 25 plus. And I look at all the other strikers in the league. Who's getting 25? maybe Salah. And I think if Jota could somehow stay fit, he bags 25. But everybody else, and Isak may most probably, but everybody else,
Well, Solanke better be getting 25.
bro, Solanke had one season, bro.
I can't believe
Spurs have got.
Levy
Spurs have got sucked in. We know that's going to watch next season. Yeah. So I just look at the others. I can't look past Haaland. I just think who else is scoring goals?
The question for Haaland: does he look better or worse in a different team?
I think he scores goals regardless, bro, in any team.
I know, but I feel like now. I think because he's at Man City and because of how they play, there's a lot of expectation to how he should be playing and his involvement and stuff. He does the job, doesn't he? I reckon if he was at a different team, I don't think we would be querying him as much. If you know what I mean, I don't think he would need to do as much.
But Tobias, don't you think, how football is now? I remember watching back in the day with strikers who were elite, but he hardly got in the game. Batistuta was one. So there have been people talk about legendary strikers like Batistuta. If you watch Batistuta, bro, he hardly touched the ball. And then he won't be around for 85 minutes. The next minute, bang, he scores a worldie from nowhere. Fiorentina, or if he was at Roma, win 1-0. And the game's done. Like, what is wrong with strikers? Back in the day, we had strikers who didn't get involved in the game. But if you give them a chance, they score. Like, now we're in an era that a striker has to do everything. Has to come back, do this, do that. Strikers weren't like that. You had different types of strikers. He is a poacher. Van Nistelrooy was another one. Most of his goals were inside the 18-yard box. Didn't really get involved much in the build-up play. Maybe better hold-up play than Haaland, but never got too much. He just made great runs, and you knew if he had half a chance, he'd put the ball in the net. Like, we've got in this era where you want your strikers to do everything, like a Harry Kane who does everything, like a jack of all trades, but not a master of none.
It started from the false nine.
Yeah, that's it, 100%.
Where that come from, but as you said, like it wasn't uncommon. The Inzaghi's,
Shearer, another one. Shearer
wasn't massively involved in the play. Like
100%. Robbie Fowler,
Andy Cole.
Andy Cole.
Until the latter end of his career, that wasn't what he was looked at. Les Ferdinand, you can go on, but they wasn't involved like that. But there was goal scorers, but that was when everything was focused around the goal scorer.
Yeah.
Now you don't have that. Everyone else wants to score. Your wingers want to score as much as your goal scorer.
Strikers, yeah.
So I think that's where the game's changed, because of the onus isn't. The onus is a striker's become a distraction. They're predominantly there to distract everyone else.
That's bad.
Do you know what I mean? And that's basically what it is. It's more like it's like a defensive forward in a way.
Football's finished, bro.
Like
if that's what it is, that's dead, bro.
Well, I think he's gone back to it because everyone copies what's trending.
Yeah, and Pep's done it. He's brought a traditional number 9. Now everyone's looking for a number 9.
Pep was the one that got rid of it. Pep's the one that brought it back. It always recycles. I think in football it will just all recycle itself. Like we're going to now you're having the Thiago Mottas and the Marescas coming out with formations that you ain't seen probably since the 60s, where these men were just picking up the ball in all sorts of areas. Do you know what I mean? Like these crazy formations, like 5 up top. It's like what? Where's everyone fitting? But it's all about how the pieces move without the ball.
Yeah.
And it's all like that bit of string, if you know what I mean.
All right, last bit, Tobias. 2 players, I think we'll go look at our clubs. 2 players who the fans are kind of split on. Rashford and Nunes. Yeah. Tobias, you go first. I'll go first with you. Rashford, does he come back to sort of form that he did a couple of years ago? And if he doesn't, what do you do with him?
Rashford's been notoriously a 1 in 3 season man. So you expect him to come back this year. I think that's what he's done throughout his career. I don't think he should be judged on this season alone, because I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in and scores the same amount he did a couple of years ago. The problem with Rashford is keeping that consistently. The problem he has now is that because of his profile, because of he's not a young player anymore, and I believe you've got players younger than him coming through at United that may not ability-wise be better than he is. If we use Garnacho for an example, but mentally, there's so much clear, so way clear. Like Garnacho's here to be seen and heard. Doesn't care what anyone says. Like he's here to do what he's doing. I've got high hopes for Diallo. I think at the minute Ten Hag will trust Rashford, and that could be defining to his job. Really, I think he will play Rashford. Like he for some reason, I don't know, with Rashford sometimes I just believe that. Yeah, it's a weird one. It must be contractual or something. It must have something within there because Ten Hag is adamant on playing him, whether he's in form or not. And you've got better players or more informed players around him that are able.
All right. So what do you do with them then? What do you think is what's going to happen? Do you think he's going to score goals, or if he doesn't, will they get rid of him?
I reckon he'll. What is acceptable for Rashford to score? What are we saying that in terms of, let's say,
forget personally. I said, like for me, I'm old school. I'm not really a person on wingers getting loads of goals. I think,
and that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah, if he got 15 league goals, I think that's fine. And 10 assists. But I don't think it's about goals for me. It's about performance and body language and desire and work rate. And I think if he can do with that, then maybe.
And that's what I was going to get to in terms of, like, with Rashford, his main thing is not being able to evolve as a player, doing the same stuff. Like I said it before, refreshing to see someone like Diallo, the Cole Palmers, when they cut in, their first instinct isn't to shoot. Their first instinct is to play the ball, to look for a better option. And I said it when with Spain, and that's what you expect to see more from Rashford this year. I don't expect him to be doing the same of cutting in, shooting, doing the same thing we've seen him for years do. It's about evolving his game, using the players around him. But yeah, I can't see him doing it because he's not been willing to do it over the years. He's not been willing to improve himself, even not wanting to play as a striker, even not being able to play on the right-hand side. Like, that doesn't make sense. Garnacho can't be playing left-hand side, scoring more goals than you. You're on the right, you ain't scoring nothing. Then he gets switched, and this is where I say about Ten Hag. Ten Hag switched him back to the left, even though Garnacho was doing bits on the left. And then sort of put the onus on Garnacho out there. But Garnacho was still producing more in big moments. So, and you look at the Community Shield, as soon as he come on, gets a goal, look at the two chances Rashford had, showed zero composure in any of them. So yeah, it was a bit telling in that way.
It's interesting.
It's interesting because the two youngsters now are looking like our best wingers. But
consistency, I don't know if they can do a whole season. You need Rashford to be the one. He's the oldest out of the three. To be
easy though. No one sees Rashford is soon becoming the new Lingard.
He's 26, bro.
He'll forever be a youngster.
He's 26 now, but he's a step up. But yeah, I think I'm a bit like you. I think with Rashford, I think I think this is Rashford. He's consistently inconsistent, and I think that's how he is for his whole season. He have one amazing season, and I think the same with Nunez. I think them two are quite similar in the way they are. I think they're going to be consistently inconsistent. I've never been the biggest fan of Nunez. He sucks you in sometimes. You think, yeah, he's going to be great. I don't think he would last at Liverpool, or he could do what I think he might do. He might score all the chances that he's hit the post. They might go in this year, and you end up getting 30. And then the season after that, you end up being 12, 13, 14. I'm not the biggest fan of Nunez. I don't think he's good enough. I think Jota stays fit, he would be our main striker, but you can't rely on him. But I think they're very similar. I think you just don't know what you're going to get with them. They could score 30, or they might be how they were last year and be frustrating. But for me, I think they're both consistently inconsistent. Last bit, Tobias. Do the game tomorrow. Man United, Fulham. What do you think the score's going to be?
I'm going 2-0.
Fulham.
Yeah, good boy.
2-0 Man United. All right. I think it's gonna be somehow a scraped 2-1 Man United, last minute goal or something, or penalty or something like that. Something mad. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll talk about it tomorrow. All right. Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tobias, last word.
Ten Hag in before I
Yeah.
hear any noise.
Yeah, he'd be sat by Christmas.
By tomorrow. The meltdown. You know, you just go in and thinking, yo, louder meltdown. Give me 1 day at least. Let me have this weekend. Don't make me over on the Friday, man.
We're Real Talk Football TV. We are out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.